You did it! You got rid of the monsters that were terrorizing the Moogles. That ought to be a weight off their minds. You should let them know right away.
What's all the noise for, Kupo? Some of us enjoy a little peace. It's the Chief Kupo! The Grand Poobah, Kupo! Where have you been, Kupo? Nice to meet you, Kupo. How are you?
You can't really be. You're still alive? Mog, it really is you, isn't it?
Kupo, Kupo! Lightning! What?
Hey, come back! Mog, it is you, isn't it?
Who's Mog, Kupo?
What are you playing at? Is it that terrible having to see me again?
No, Kupo, I swear!
Then turn around.
Mog does not deserve to look lightning in the eye, Kupo.
Oh,
Because Mog couldn't protect Sarah, Kupo. And so...
Mog,
Kupo?
I'm glad you're all right. I was worried about you. I know what you're feeling. You've shed a lot of tears for Sarah, haven't you?
Kupo...
But blaming yourself for what happened is just gonna make her sad. You know that.
Sarah's gone, Kupo. Gone forever.
Her soul is still out there. And I promise you, I'm going to bring her back.
Really, Kupo?
Really. So listen, I need a very important favor from you.
Kupo... Popo?
There's a chance that I won't be around to meet her when she returns. I'm gonna try not to let that happen. But if it does, I want you to be there instead. She'll need someone she knows and loves waiting for her.
Oh, lightning! Kupo! Kupo! What was that for, Kupo?
That's
You're
more
just
like
a
the
mean
old Mog.
witch.
Don't give up. Things are going to get better.
Welcome, Kupo! Thanks, Kupo! I'm hungry.
So tell me, what have you been doing with yourself these last 500 years? Have you been in the village this whole time?
Oh no, Kupo! I was swept up in the chaos, Kupo! I was carried hither and thither until I found myself in the void beyond. I wandered there, and one by one I met my friends, Kupo. Our world was a terrible mess, and we didn't know where to go, Kupo.
Right. When the chaos flooded in, you Moogles lost your homes, just like so much of humankind.
That's right, Kupo. We were so blue, we didn't know what to do. We roamed around for a spell, over the desert and dale, until one day we found this forest. That's when I said to my friends, let's build a new home here. And that's what we did. All the Moogles together, Kupo.
Building a new home to replace the one that was lost. That reminds me of something from a long time ago.
Kupo! Kupo! Of course, Kupo! Sarah told me all about what they did, Kupo. Sarah and Snow and their friends, they lost their home once too, Kupo. It was before we met. But they found a new place. And together, they built a home even better than the old one. They were my inspiration, Kupo. And I told all my Moogle brothers. Then, before I knew it, I I became the chief of the whole Moogle village, Kupo.
I'm not surprised. You've had a lot of adventures and fought bravely in many battles. Of course they'd turn to you. You're a natural-born leader.
Lightning! You mustn't say that, Kupo. If you keep praising me so much, my bubble might burst, Kupo.
'Gone? What's the matter?
3 of my brothers are missing, Kupo. I fear they've gone astray in the woods.
When did they disappear?
10 days ago, Kupo. Can you help? Will you find our lost friends, Kupo?
Days? Shouldn't you have started searching for them already? Where did they go missing?
I don't know, Kupo, but they are not brave. I don't think they would venture out of the forest, Kupo.
Well, I suppose that narrows it down. But how can a Moogle get lost in the first place? You can all fly, right? Just take to the air, and you can find the trail from above.
You're exactly right! That's a great idea, Kupo! Why didn't any of us think of that before? We always flutter close to the ground, Kupo. To soar in the sky, I scarce imagine it.
Really? Seems like common sense to me. You can fly that high, right?
Of course, Kupo. It's just scary to go too high.
Never mind. Anyway, I'll look for your friends.
You will? Oh, thank you, Kupo. You should search at night, Kupo. In the day, they will be hidden away, Kupo.
All right, got it. Find them before sunrise. Release your soul.
Moogle village, Kupo?
Leave it to me. I'll get you home.
Kupo? What are you... Kupo!
Nice one, Lightning. You threw that Moogle much further than Sarah ever did.
Release your soul. Not a bad victory. Are you the Cole who owns the field?
Who told you that name? Where'd you hear it?
From Sarala at Canopus Farms. She told me that her father, Cole, left the village to collect fertilizer from the woods, but he didn't come back.
And so you thought I was his fertilizer seeker? Is that what you're telling me? Is that right?
You still haven't answered my question.
Sure enough. But why should I give you something for nothing? I say we, you and I, engage in some give and take.
You're not gonna answer me, are you?
Not until you do something for me. The fact is, I am looking for fertilizer, which doesn't make me that Cole fella mind. Anyway, it's a big job, and I could do with some help. Nah, it's simple enough work. Anyone can do it. I've already found the stuff. It just needs gathering. I've marked the locations with a shovel. All you have to do is dig the stuff up and bring it to me.
I've done what you asked. Now tell me who you are.
Of course. I'm a man of my word, and I'll tell you what you want to know. You said you are looking for Sarala's father, a man called Cole? That's right, isn't it? Now listen carefully. The Cole you seek, well, the fact is he's already dead.
He is?
Yep, that's right. I was the one who found him. He was attacked by monsters. I ran to help, but by the time I reached him, it was too late. I was standing here pondering how I was going to break the news to Sarala when you came along with your questions. I feared if I told you what happened, you run straight off and tell Sarala.
She has to be told sometime. Or will you keep it a secret?
Of course not. I know I can't put it off forever as much as I'd like to. Now's the time. She needs to be told the truth. Plain and simple, with no sugarcoating. I think it'll be for the best. In the long run, leastways.
For the best, huh? Tell me. When you say it would be for the best, do you mean it would be the best for Sarala? Or are you talking about yourself?
What do you mean? Why, Sarala, of course. She's a strong girl. If you ask me, she'll do far better without her old man to burden her. Yep, she'll be able to move on, stand on her own feet, and live her own life.
All right. Well, in that case, let me tell her.
You'd really do that? I'd hate to drag a stranger into this.
Maybe a stranger is exactly who she needs to hear it from.
You might be right. Very well. I'll leave it in your capable hands. That fertilizer you collected, it was Cole who found it. So, why don't you take it to Sarala as a keepsake? Oh, and one more thing. Give her a message from Cole.
You spoke to him?
Yep, just before he died in my arms. The last thing he said was, dig next to the flower. You tell her that, in those exact words.
It's a hard story to swallow, but at the very least, he really cares about Sarala and what happens to her. I'll go back to Canopa's farms and tell Sarala the news.